This is the face of a UNIVAC. A UNIVAC is a fabulous electronic machine which we have borrowed to help us predict this election from the basis of the early returns as they come in.
Election night coverage this year will look a lot different than it did on CBS back in 1952. On that night, Republican Dwight D. Eisenhower defeated Democrat Adlai Stevenson. And yes, the UNIVAC computer correctly predicted the results. But there's no UNIVAC this year. In its place, MSNBC releasing a preview of its virtual reality set for its election night coverage, which will see reporters appearing to stand near the White House, when in reality, they'll be inside the 30 Rock studios in New York. Its sister network, NBC, unveiling its VR set, where its anchors will appear to be delivering news from outside the studio. And NBC's streaming service, Peacock, will debut its multi-view experience for the first time beyond a sporting event, giving viewers 3 live streams at once, including Kornacki Cam, a feed on correspondent Steve Kornacki analyzing the latest results. Networks, streaming services, newspapers are all bringing out their latest advancements in graphics and data analysis to win your vote for election night viewing.
ABC Election Night.
When we fight, we win!
We will soon be a great nation again.
ABC News is touting its 72 hours plus of coverage, which includes its ballot watch desk overseen by the ABC News Investigative Unit, which ABC says will be, quote, monitoring all storylines related to election integrity.
The moment is here.
And now, America votes.
Fox News, which was the most watched cable network last election night in 2020, setting a record with 13.7 million viewers, says it will debut new immersive graphics technology as part of its special coverage of the 2024 election, which will include a 3D path to 270 map, showing the candidates' options at reaching the critical number of electoral votes. Over at News Nation, it will be covering its first presidential election since becoming a full-time 24-hour national news network earlier this year, with former CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. The CW network will simulcast part of News Nation's coverage. Then there's Amazon Prime.
Live from every corner of our country, we're here to provide clarity and deliver what you need to know, when you need to know it.
Former NBC News anchor Brian Williams leading Amazon's entry into election night coverage. And not to mention Comedy Central will have a special edition of The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. And CNBC will focus on the economy during its special programming from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Also, CNN adding its Magic Wall experience to its app, as CBS News will be debuting its new AR/VR Presidential Election Center. Now, moving beyond TV and streaming, the Associated Press will be using its, quote, state-of-the-art analytics tools, as well as its AP Votecast, which surveys American voters across the country as the polls close. And the Washington Post is unveiling a slate of new features to its coverage, including an election dashboard that provides live updates from key swing states. And, of course, there's the New York Times and its famous needle. As for us here at Straight Arrow News, we'll be bringing you updates throughout election night, and you'll get a full recap of the evening's events on our morning show, Unbiased Updates. According to Nielsen, an estimated 56.9 million people tuned in to watch primetime coverage of the 2020 American presidential election. That's down from 71 million viewers in 2016. So it will be interesting to see not just how many people show up at the polls this election, but how many people show up to watch the results. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. For more of our election coverage, download the Straight Arrow News app.